All right, let's get right into it. We're talking about something that's, as old as humanity itself, but it can cause so much damage. I'm talking about backbiting. In this explainer, we're going to look at what some ancient texts have to say about the real harm of words spoken, behind someone's back.
I mean, we've all been there, haven't we? Someone says something, and man, it is just too good not to share. But that brings up a really important question, one we're going to dig into. What's the actual harm? When it feels like just a little bit of harmless gossip. So, to really get a handle on this, we've got to be super clear on what we're even discussing. Let's kick things off with a solid definition.
Okay, so here it is. Plain and simple. Backbiting isn't just, talking about someone. The key is talking maliciously about them and doing it when they aren't around to defend themselves. So the two big ingredients here, malice and secrecy. It's basically secret slander. And that whole hidden part, that's what makes it so powerful and so dangerous.
So why the big deal? Why is this taken so seriously in these ancient texts? Well, let's take a look at just how strongly the Bible comes down on this. This isn't just some minor personality flaw. It's treated as something way, way more serious.
Check out this quote from Proverbs. It creates this amazing analogy. It's almost like a law of nature, a really clear cause and effect. Just think about it for a second. A certain kind of wind always brings rain. Well, the text is saying that a backbiting tongue, just as reliably, brings something else.
And this really breaks it down for us. It's simple, right? The north wind, it brings rain. A backbiting tongue, it brings angry looks and conflict. It's not a maybe, it's presented as a sure thing. Sooner or later, that negativity is gonna surface, and it's gonna cause some serious damage to relationships. And if you want to know just how seriously this is taken, look at this. In the book of Romans, malicious talk or gossip isn't listed with like minor mistakes. No way. It's put in the same category as envy, strife, deceit, even murder. I mean, when you put it in company like that, it's pretty clear this is seen as more than just a social slip-up. It's a seriously destructive act.
Okay, so we've got the definition down, and we see why it's condemned strongly. But what about the real-world impact? What actually happens? Well, that brings us to the ripple effect, the real damage these hidden words can do.
And let's be honest about why this is so common. There's this little satisfaction to it, right? A momentary rush you get from being in the know or just getting something off your chest. It kind of feels good for a second, like a release. And that feeling, even though it's totally misleading, can be a really powerful motivator. But, and this is a big but, that feeling just doesn't last. The text is crystal clear. That tiny bit of satisfaction comes with a huge price tag. The end result isn't some kind of relief. It's harm. Real, lasting harm that's way bigger than that little feeling you got at the start. And this right here, this is probably the most devastating part of it all. We're not just talking about causing a few angry looks. We're talking about something with the power to completely destroy the deepest friendships. It can drive a wedge between people who were once super close, just shattering trust and ruining relationships from the inside.
So, okay, that's the destructive path. What's the alternative? Where do we go from here? That question leads us right to our final section, the path of peacemakers. This is all about the other choice, the constructive, positive thing we can do with our words. And this lays it out perfectly. It's a stark choice. On one hand, you've got backbiting, and we've already seen where that road leads, straight to conflict and strife. But on the other hand, you have peacemaking, and that path, according to the text, leads to building each other up, to something called a harvest of righteousness. It really is a choice between tearing things down or building them up.
So here's the bottom line. The highest value here isn't about being right or winning an argument or even just venting. The real blessing, the thing to aim for, is being a peacemaker. Someone whose words actually heal and bring people together instead of tearing them apart.
And that really leaves us with something to think about, doesn't it? I mean, we live in a world that is just full of noise. Opinions, gossip, you name it. And the message here is that our words are never just neutral. They're always doing something. They're either building or they're breaking. So the final question for all of us is, what are your words going to build?